Hi there, welcome along to another sci-fi chat, and I'm Jennifer Kirk.
And I'm Zoe Kirk Robinson.
And we're going to be exploring some of the issues that have come up as questions from your comments on some of the previous videos. So without further ado, Zoe, what is our first topic here for sci-fi chat? And of course, just a quick reminder that you can follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to use the hashtag sci-fi chat podcast, and you too can post questions and just generally keep up with what's going on.
And also you can leave comments and questions in the comments section below.
Wow, witchcraft, leaving the comments in the comments section.
I know, it's amazing.
It'll never
Okay,
catch up.
here's the first question we've got. Which bands or artists influenced or are influenced by science fiction?
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm.
I think you could probably argue a lot of electronic music is. So
I'm just going to grab a hair that's stray on your second
yeah,
glasses.
I've been feeling that as well. So going right back, you've probably got artists like Tomita, who actually made their own synthesizers. They're kind of the forefathers of modern synthesizer music, with albums like Snowflakes Are Falling. But then also, I suppose Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis? Is it Vangelis or Vangelis?
I think it's Vangelis, but who knows?
I think he's Greek.
Well, that's the thing about English, isn't it? English, you look at a word and you don't know how to pronounce it. Or in French, you hear a word and you don't know how to spell it.
See, that's why I like German, because everything is spelt exactly how it sounds. They're very, very strict with the rules. The rules are so important.
Okay.
But then again, I mean, you could argue stuff like the Flaming Lips. I'd say that they're...
It says Yoshimi battles the pink robots.
Yes, and Floating by Pavonis Mons in a Balloon. I think that's on Mars, Pavonis Mons.
I believe it is.
Who else could we argue?
Anthrax. They're influenced heavily by Judge Dredd.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Iron Maiden.
Yes.
Definitely Iron Maiden. A lot of stuff about the android walked into the bar on the foreign world and I said, "Oh, I'll have 2 pints of bitter, please, mate," or something like that. Sheriff of Huddersfield locked in his castle.
A lot of dance music and club music I would expect is cyberpunk or at least computer game influence.
Oh yeah, cyberpunk. I mean, you see that a lot with the way that things like the Prodigy moved into that area. But certainly a lot of the more underground synthesizer, beat music, dance music, the Matrix style influences.
Yeah, Matrix had a big influence on a lot of music.
But a lot of that music that the Matrix brings to the fore actually already existed.
Yes, because the Matrix is influenced by it. The themes that go through some of the feelings that you get from music as well.
But then what we've got to make sure we don't confuse here is having music that's been used extensively to provide the soundtrack to sci-fi films, but isn't necessarily sci-fi in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because you can argue things like Marilyn Manson, the Deftones,
Sunrise from 2001.
Yeah, so Richard Strauss from Also Sprach Zarathustra.
Yeah.
Sci-fi wasn't really on his mind when he wrote that. It just and the Blue Danube. Which always for me is synonymous with docking with the space station on Listi or Lav in a game of Elite. I like to have that music playing as I was sinking with the space station in my Cobra Mark III.
To the point that
represent.
On Frontier Elite 2 you can actually set specific docking music.
Well, of course.
And you set Blue Danube.
But other things. Some of Pink Floyd is certainly getting out there.
But was it influenced by sci-fi? And did it influence sci-fi? I don't think it influenced sci-fi. It influenced a lot of surreal 60s cinema.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you get down to the nitty-gritty of it, what you've got to try and separate out is music that's used extensively in sci-fi from that which is inspired by sci-fi. And there's probably a lot of smaller groups that are inspired by sci-fi themes. certainly for some, if not all, of their tracks. But they're not necessarily big known bands. I'm trying to think. I think we've probably covered a lot of the biggies.
Yeah.
But is Paranoid Android by Radiohead sci-fi inspired or not?
I honestly couldn't tell you because I've never listened to it.
That's actually there's a lot deeper things to think about here, and I think it all comes back to that separation between music used in sci-fi and music inspired by sci-fi.
So this is probably a topic that we'll come back to at some point.
Yeah, well, let us know what you think in the comments below as to this discussion, and I think this is one that we're going to revisit.
Yeah, no doubt we have missed something major.
Oh, yeah.